Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. I hope you've survived through that. I hope you feel somewhat comfortable now, somewhat relaxed, somewhat relieved, because it's just a common Chelsea thing now, isn't it? This is part and parcel of being a Chelsea supporter now. It's part of the fabric, it's become part of the traits, the necessary behavioural patterns that you've got to have as a Chelsea fan now, is that you've got to be put through stress, no matter who you're playing. We could be playing, I don't know, Salford or Stockport County or, I don't know, Accrington Stanley, Dagenham and Redbridge, right? And we would still be put through stress because that's just what we do now. That's the fabric and that's how we are. So we were put through the stress, ridiculous second half, but it ended with a 4-2 win. This is just what happens now, isn't it? So happy that we're in the semi-final. Expected that we're in the semi-final. I did predict 2-1. I got double of that. So I didn't get 2-1, I got 4-2. But we got through and we're in the semi-final, and now everyone's hopes are basically clinging on the FA Cup semi-final draw that we will find out about after the Man United-Liverpool game takes place today. So we'll see who gets through in that one. But the semi-finalists so far are Coventry, Man City and Chelsea. Now it's between United and Liverpool. More than likely going to be Liverpool. Let's wait and see. Because anything can happen. But this game is a weird one to analyse, because you could say the scoreline was fair. Completely fair. Because the 4 goals from Chelsea that some people might be confused, we got into in that second half, or rounded up and got it in the second half. We could have got in the first half. But at the same time, Leicester scoring 2 in the second half, completely deserved as well. So you could argue the scoreline was completely fair. But the first half was so much better than the second. The first half was calm. It didn't look like Leicester really had much going forward. They get to the box and they would look blank. They would look like they didn't know what they were doing. There was no threat. Their build-up was fantastic. They were able to move the ball from one phase to another, get the ball into near our box, and then blank. Whereas for Chelsea, balanced, controlled, nice movement of the ball, being able to create chances, but we weren't putting them away whatsoever. Now, except for the very beginning, where we did get that first goal. And funnily enough, we went into the second half, or going into half-time, 2-0 up, after having asked, desperately wanting to go 2-0 up in order to give ourselves a bit of a cushion. But we were 1-0 up, courtesy of Chukwuemeka, Nicholas Jackson on the right-hand side, getting past the defender very easily. Bad defending from Leicester here. But Jackson takes advantage, gets past the defender, does really well to get his body in front, looks to his left, across the box, and Chukwuemeka, who's making a massive run and not being picked up into the space, unmarked, untouched, unpicked, nothing. No one knows he's even there. Taps it in, and it's 1-0 Chelsea. Very early on, to get an early goal like that is always a good thing. We remained like that throughout the entirety of the first half now. Now, the entirety of the first half was where we had misses and missed opportunity. And there's one name that comes to mind when we talk about missed opportunity today. And we've got to mention this, and I've got to say this. Raheem Sterling. We get a penalty. And we get it, and it's deserved. It's a penalty. Because Raheem Sterling was about to go for the shot and his leg gets clipped and then the ball gets taken. But he's completely knocked off his balance. It's a penalty. Clear pen. He steps up instead of Cole Palmer. I don't know why. We know Cole Palmer's the main penalty taker. We know he is the main guy. Why is Sterling taking the pen? I don't know. But he steps up and he completely fluffs it. Weak. Not even down the middle, not down the side, kind of in between, straight, low, weak, slow, straight to the goalkeeper, easy save. And then you see what Sterling misses during the game. We had the one-on-one where he put wide, and I don't understand how. The free kick in the second half, he hits it to the flipping moon. I think, like I said on the watch-along, we have to start singing Frank Sinatra, "Fly me to the moon," because the ball is flying to the moon. That's what the ball, if we had to ask the ball how you feel, what's going on, he'd be like, "Fly me to the moon." That's what's happening. So Sterling as a whole, and what's funny is he got an assist. He got an assist. But I have to be clear here. With Sterling, it seems like you get one good thing and 5 bad things. 1 step forward, 5 steps backwards with Sterling. That's the theme now. For me, as far as I'm concerned now, I would say he needs to be cut. Done. Can't just keep doing this, or cling on for that 1 assist. Like, no. Other players will have that ability to do it too. And this was what annoyed me with Sterling so much today. Just constant running into players, constant, missed passes, misplacing, all sorts of ridiculousness coming out from this guy today. And like I said, he gives the assist for the second goal. Cole Palmer was the one that was able to tap it in. Into the bottom corner. We go in at halftime 2-0 up. So that's happy days. We come out, and this is where it begins to go wrong. Right? The free kick for Sterling happened in the second half as well. So that was just an icing on the cake for how bad our second half was going completely. But we come out again out of that dressing room, and I don't know what it is. I can't pinpoint what it is. But we're not the same. We're just not the same when we come out for after halftime. I don't get it. But straight after, literally, Disasi and Sanchez have a calamity. The TV camera had a replay being shown. And then all of a sudden, boom, the ball's in the net. And we're like, what's happened? And they show us the replay. And Disasi is under pressure. He feels like he needs to act fast. He's not quick enough because the Leicester player was faster than him. He hits it. He just hits it to the goalkeeper. Hit it in that direction. Doesn't even consider to think where Sanchez is. At the same time, some would argue Sanchez was way too far off his line. It's okay to be a little bit advanced if your team are advancing with the ball, but not to be that far out. He was basically on the edge of his box. You don't do that unless if your team are in the opposing box. Then you can come out to your box, not a problem. But we had one action, boom, Disasi's got the ball, and he's not tracking back. So as much as I think it was reckless for Disasi to put himself in that position, at the same time, I think it was reckless of Sanchez to not be paying attention to what could possibly go wrong and leaving that much space exposed behind you. It goes literally over and behind Sanchez and it crawls into the net. Now, Sanchez I want to talk about as well. I think, look, the same way I'm saying Sterling doesn't need to play, shouldn't play anymore, is the same way I'm saying Sanchez should not play anymore. Simple as that. Petrovic is the safest pair of hands we've got at this football club. Play him. I don't want this business of our cup goalkeeper. Forget that. As if we had a cup goalkeeper to rely on, or we're doing bits in the league and we've got big things happening in our season, then cool. You can give a rest and give your cup keeper a chance. We don't need that. The cup is our one route that we need to be focusing on completely, because you win the FA Cup, you get Europa League football. So I don't understand this fixation now to try and put Sanchez in. He was coming out like he was Superman. And every time he was coming out and doing some Superman madness, he'd fluff it. He wouldn't even get to the ball, leaving the goal completely exposed. He does that twice. The other time was when he gave the ball he gave the ball away on the ground when he was closed down. I think it was by Daka. Closed down, and you're just like, Sanchez, you are asleep, brother. What the hell are you doing? You don't get any of this with Petrovic. Petrovic doesn't do any of this. Calmest pair of hands we've got and the calmest head we've got in goal. Petrovic needs to play every game from now to the end of the season. Simple as that. We've got a 2-week break now because I think it's going to be internationals. Now, play Petrovic every game till the end. Done. He is the number one now. Simple as that. So that needs to be said. 10 minutes after, Leicester get the second goal, and it's a great goal. It's a great goal by Mavididi. Brilliant. On the right-hand side, Gusto gets our right-hand side, their left-hand side. Gusto gets done. You could argue when Gusto got done, that's the sort of duel that can happen. Sometimes you get beaten. It happens to the best sometimes. But it's just that chance results in the goal. He's able to literally cut inside. Gusto's done. He picks a spot. He puts it there right just past the post. Beautiful finish. And it's 2-2. 2-2. Sanchez isn't reaching that. We were 2-0 up. It's now 2-2. Everyone's getting nervous. Everyone's thinking, oh my God, we're bottling it now. It's happening again. And that was the theme up until the red card. 10 minutes later, Leicester went down to 10, and correctly so. Ball into Jackson. Jackson is one-on-one. He's approaching the box. He gets taken out just on the edge of the box, so it was a correct call to not give a penalty, because it was a penalty given at first. VAR checked it, free kick, but as the last man, the yellow card is not a yellow card, it's a red, and he was given a red. So Doyle was sent off, and Leicester went down to 10. And it was at this point, it all started to get a little crazy. Chukwuemeka came on for Madueke, right? Happy to see Chukwuemeka, but Mudryk shouldn't have been subbed off. Sterling should be the one subbed off. Funnily enough, it took 10 more minutes before Madueke came on for Sterling. Sterling was off the pitch, and now all of a sudden we get ourselves more impact. We go into Ben Chilwell comes off for Cucurella as well. Or comes on for Cucurella. We get into the latter stage of the second half. We're approaching stoppage time. 8 minutes added on, and all of a sudden now playing 10 men Leicester, all guns blazing. You'd think we got to get something here, or if not, it's going to extra time, and we're gonna have to try and do it in extra time. I'm kind of happy it didn't go to extra time. I'm happy we got it sorted again, just like the Leeds, not the Leeds game. Games before that, where we've been clutching it literally in stoppage time, we've done it again. Chukwuemeka with the goal to make it 3-2. Cole Palmer, little flick, 1-2 into space, and he taps it in 3-2. Beautiful finish from Chukwuemeka, and it's very nice to see the impact from Chukwuemeka. We all remember the goal he scored against West Ham, and he got injured, and since then we've not really got to see Chukwuemeka properly. So he's managed to make a good impact coming off the bench in that way. Technicality, getting into good spaces, fantastic. And a nice link up with Palmer, 3-2. At this point, Leicester are not coming back in because they've made substitutions to bring on defenders for attackers, try and, build a little bit more resilience because it's 2-2. They're down to 10 men. They got to think about having to defend. And they don't give themselves enough options on the pitch to go and attack after going down now. And we wrap it up 4-2 with Madueke getting the ball on the edge of the box. He goes in between 1 and 2, whacks it, top corner on the left-hand side, 4-2. Thank you very much. Beautiful shot from Noni Madueke. Fantastic finish. And room for thought in terms of how we're going to move forward. So, look, fair play to the guys that came on. Fair play to a couple of the lads that were on the pitch today. I would say Gusto, he got man of the match, and I think that's deserved. Absolutely. Jackson, positive, except for his, he missed one chance. I'm like, oh my God. But anyway, because he roofed it. But overall, positive. Mudryk, like I've already said, I feel like he was good in that number 10 role. He looks more comfortable there. Then again, we are playing Leicester, championship team again. Can he do it in the Premier League week in, week out? That remains to be seen. But I think it's something that we can try and move forward with. And as far as I'm concerned, everyone else, Cucurella, fair play to Cucurella as well. He had a better game today than he did against Newcastle, as far as I'm concerned. And everyone else was basically average. Everyone else was just, standard, really. But the guys that came off the bench, much better. And like I've said, the one guy that I look at and go, bloody hell, that was poor. Sterling, and the other guy was Sanchez, as far as I'm concerned. But overall, we get the result. We're in the semi-final. And it means that now we got to look at the semi-final draw. Like I've said, it's going to be between Coventry, City, Chelsea, and either Man United or Liverpool. So we'll see who's going to get through in that game. And then we'll be able to see the FA Cup semi-final draw, see what we get. It would be very Chelsea to get a Coventry. Coventry, as some people want me to say, because, that's how it's said. But it depends where you're from. In London, it's very easy to pull out the Cockney and just go Coventry. Very easy to fall into that, which is why I do, because I'm a Londoner. But it would be such a typical Chelsea route to the final to be able to have Leeds, Leicester, Coventry. It would be mad. I genuinely think that's not going to happen. I think the draw will be Man City Coventry, because Man City always end up with what they end up with, and it'll be, I think, Liverpool to get past United, Liverpool to get Chelsea in the semi-final, and we're going to have to face them again at Wembley. That's how I think it's going to go down. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, much appreciated, and I will catch all of you tomorrow for maybe 1, maybe 2. But I'll see you tomorrow for sure. So I'll see all of you here. Thank you all so much for watching, people. Catch you then in a bit. Take care and peace.